As I searched for new albums to review this weekend, the only band I recognized was Avatar. I had seen their album covers with a guy wearing crazy makeup that looked like a demonic version of Alice Cooper, but I never listened to them. I decided to take a deep dive into their album to see if I liked their music. And if I did, I thought I'll review the new album, and if I didn't like it, I'll just review something else. So I started with their first album, Thoughts of No Tomorrow. I didn't enjoy it much. While it was mellow death, the vocals were too high-pitched and annoying for my taste. The second album, Slat, had the same effect on me. However, as I approached the end of the album, I found myself thinking it wasn't that bad. So I decided to give the band one more chance and listen to their self-titled album. Now, for me, the change was really evident. They switched to a more groove metal style. The songs were more catchy and enjoyable. So the next two albums, Black Waltz and Hail the Apocalypse, those were actually my favorites. Those had a groove metal sound similar to Lamb of God, and they were also like very experimental. So I think that was where the band peaked. Now, the remaining albums were good, but they didn't recapture the magic of Black Waltz and Hail the Apocalypse. They had their moments and they had something to offer, but I wouldn't consider them great albums. Also keep in mind that I listened to each album once, so my opinion could change if I decide to revisit them. But this brings us to Dance Devil Dance, the latest album released on February 17th, 2023 through 30 Tigers Records. So my feelings for this album are about the same as my feelings for the previous three releases. It has its moments, but it didn't blow me away. I also gave this album multiple listens, about 3 times. So yeah, usually I like to do that to prepare for the review. So let's talk about the album now. It's 11 tracks. 41 minutes long, so it's a good length for an album. Let's talk about the best songs in the album. The opening track, Dance Devil Dance, has elements of groove metal like Lamb of God, and a guitar riff kind of sounds like bluegrass. So the song has some nice hooks. They have a style, kind of reminds me of like the band Ministry, where they have like the metal riff, and they also have like this repetitive like guitar riff in like a different like style, and then they kind of incorporate it together. So I do like that aspect of the band, how they're bringing in like different styles of different music, but like keeping that like metal sound. I really like when bands like go in different directions, but like retain their sound. So that's something I usually like. The next song I liked was called Chimp Mosh Pit. This one has a nice groove. The vocals were different, reminded me of Volbeat. Some nice grooves, and it mixes thrash and traditional metal. They also do a higher range vocals and bluesy licks in the solo. So I thought that's a good second track. You know, it has a lot of nice energy and it was enjoyable. Then they do some like weird stuff. There's a song called Gotta Wanna Riot. This is a mix of like 60s surf music and groove. It reminded me of like the Fat Boys version of that song Wipeout. They were like this 80s rap band. These like really big guys. I don't know if anyone remembers them. You probably do. But this song has some nice grooves and some palm-muted guitar riffs. I like, it's like the other songs. They use like different vocal styles. They use some weird whisper vocals, and they also like mix in some like Beach Boys sounds. I'd also like to add like the vocals. Like the vocalist in this band uses like so many different styles. Like it almost sounds like different people at different times. So that's one plus for this band that I like. Another song I liked was called Train. It was very different. It was kind of strange. It reminded me of those jazzy Faith No More songs where Mike Patton sings in like a deep crooning style. He sounds very creepy, and it's like that. It's different, but they also mix in like that typical groove sound, and it goes back and forth with that sound. And then the other song I liked was called Violence No Matter What. It was a single, and this is a duet with Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. I always like male-female duets. This one was very good. It's heavier. Lizzie Hale, if you've listened to Hailstorm, she has a really like powerful voice, but she goes like really heavy on the song. So I like that. And I also like how they kind of do some different stuff, like some noise rock and some like System of a Down kind of styles in the song. So I like that. Now the other songs were, I would just say they're okay. So Valley Disease, it's more like a Nine Inch Nail industrial sound, but then it kind of transitions to a groovier sound. Has those like lower range, like Lamb of God style vocals, some thrashy riffs, and the chorus is very over the top, almost theatrical. The traditional metal guitar solos there, and it has a hard driving rhythm, but they have some like spacey breakdowns and some groove. Then On the Beach, this one has a tuned down guitar riff. It kind of reminded me of the band Korn, and they introduced some more like metal guitar riffs and some theatrical elements. So that one's pretty good. Do You Feel in Control? That one had, the intro reminded me of Meshuggah, but the song was strange. It's just some weird chanting parts and different vocal styles with some higher and lower vocals. And The Dirt I'm Buried In. This one is a mix of like indie rock and metal. This one has like a danceable beat and some nice grooves. I thought this one was pretty good. It's catchy. It kind of fell a little short. But if you're looking for something different where they're a little more experimental, that's a cool song to check out. And then Cloud Sipping Chrome. This one has just straightforward groove metal, like that Lamb of God sound. The riff is based on like that one note riff, and it kind of makes it catchy, but the song just mixed up with groove and higher range vocals. And then Hazmat Suit. This one has like a bouncy rodeo beat and more thrashy and bouncy riffs, and the drumming is interesting on that song. So in conclusion, this album had its ups and downs. Well, there were some songs that stood out, and I did like that unique mix of styles. I did like the grooves. They were very like captivating, very great. But I think the songs, the album in general, it just fell short in terms of originality, and I don't think it really left a lasting impression, I guess I can say. But I'll give this album a 7.5 out of 10. It's a decent effort. It didn't quite match up to the band's previous releases. But, you know, as with any art form, opinions may vary. It's always interesting to hear what others think. So if you listen to the album and have some thoughts to share, let me know in the comments what you thought. And thanks for tuning into this review. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave your thought in the comments. If you're interested in discovering some more music, check out this playlist of 2023 new album releases. It's building up. It's up to about 14 or 15 at this point. Thanks for being with the channel. See you in the next video.